So the last couple of videos we've posted were like 2 months old. We're kind of just slowly trying to get you guys caught up, but I think a lot of you are confused, so we're just gonna cut right to the meat and potatoes. So we've been in the fifth wheel for like 2 months now, right?
Yeah.
And so we'll
2 months and 2 days.
2 months and 2 days. We'll give you guys a tour of it here later. In this video, you'll get caught up to where we're only like a week behind, and that way it looks more real time.
Exactly. We'll be back in real time. And you know, our small trailer, for those of you who maybe aren't reading the comments, because I try and respond to every comment that I can, our smaller trailer was our camp trailer that we used when we had our house. And we made it, woohoo, 6 weeks in that sucker. It was like 195 square feet. Hi! And then we quickly, okay, so the tiny home, this is a great, like without getting interrupted, we were going to build a tiny home. We wanted to build a tiny home, but the property we're staying on and renting from friends, they used like every inch of their property and there was no room for us to build. So we realized we have to do it on our own land or to someone else's property. And we were like stretched to the seams on this tiny trailer and not happy. We started to headbutt each other, literally. And we were like, we need something now. So luckily we went in. The reason why we bought a new fifth wheel is because we were ready to dicker with the sales guy because we thought it was way over out of our league. And they lowered it almost $30,000, you guys. So we didn't even have to dicker. They're like, we're just giving it to you for this price. So, we took it, we put some money down. Yes, we have a little bit of a loan on our fifth wheel, but we don't have our mortgage. We always did have our mortgage, and not that it's the same as a mortgage, it doesn't appreciate, I get that, but our payment is so tiny compared to...
And let me elaborate on that. So there's some of you that probably aren't going to agree with that, and we're okay with that. It's okay. We've always had our mortgage. We've been debt free with the mortgage. Now we have a tiny trailer payment, which is our home, which we consider the mortgage, but we do have a plan to get it paid off. It's not like we're going to let it go 10 years or whatever the term is. You know, in like 2 years we're going to have this thing paid off. So that's okay. We're okay with that. I hope you guys are okay with that. Like I said,
we have peace with it.
Some of you probably are going to disagree with that, and we're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
most of you have loved us through.
Yeah.
Just like if you guys made a huge life change and you took out a loan, we're still gonna love you. Like it's not a salvation issue if you believe in Christ. It's not like we're going to hell because we took out a tiny loan for us. Like we needed a home, guys. We needed something that our market right now, we knew we'd be renting for a while, and it was this fifth wheel or an apartment. And our apartment, the apartments were just as much as our mortgage. Like, I'm not going to kids would hate it. So it's a way for us to get our farm, which is a stepping stone to our own farm, borrowing somebody else's farm and their animals. And we are so incredibly happy that, yeah, I mean, we would sit down with you guys and have a cup of coffee and explain it if we could.
What we've done is we've done the Debtisdum version of Dave Ramsey, where we're doing it kind of our own way, because we sat down and we looked at each other real hard one night. We're like, we can keep on this Dave Ramsey plan, but our kids, we're going to have 2 kids that are probably out of high school before we can financially say we've got money to go do whatever we want. And I looked at her and I'm like, you know what, I don't want my kids to be that old before I'm able to take them across the country and have memories and stuff with them. So again, there's some of you that probably are not gonna agree with that, and we're okay with that. But I want to have fun times with my kids. We're still on a budget. We're not blowing our money. We're still gonna go have fun. We're still getting out of debt. We're still doing that. We're still retiring. We're still doing all that stuff.
Puts that fire in our belly even more, because our fifth wheel is such a mini version of our mortgage that it's actually doable. It's actually attainable, that we can actually buckle down. Our finances are free, like without a house to take care of, and without, you know, we are so blessed to pay a little amount of money in rent in exchange for a lot of help on the farm.
Well, that was the other thing, is if we stayed in our mortgage the way we were staying, if we would have followed Dave Ramsey's plan, we were like 10 years out from paying the mortgage off, 10 to 11 years out from paying the mortgage off. We're 2 from being 100% completely debt free.
We're gonna have a farm probably at that, you know.
But things will probably change before the 2 years. We'll probably either get rid of the trailer or buy a piece of, you know, I mean, there's a lot that can happen in 2 years, but I just want you guys to know that we're still good people.
We are. We're not like, and we're not abandoning everything that we believe. I just thought of something and I can't remember what.
We're not going to change. We're not going to change from. They're filling a propane tank now, so we're not going to change who we are. It's just we're changing our lifestyle a little bit because you only get to live on this planet once, and I don't want my kids to be in college and moved out of the house before I can be like, man, I wish I would have taken them places. I wish I would have seen things with them when they're little. I mean, it's so fun to have her right now all to ourselves, and that's what I'm talking about, is just
bird poop and everything.
Just being able to enjoy your family where you're at and not have to worry about stuff like that. So it's a new season for us. We're excited.
It's exciting. And the truck, yes, we bought a really nice truck, you guys. Really, like, I struggled with this. We took our house proceeds and we bought a truck.
Yeah.
Which again, yes, is anti what Dave Ramsey would tell us, but it's pulling our home.
It's pulling our home, and it's like 5 years old, so we got it when depreciation. We got it for like half price. It still had low mileage on it, and we're done with that. So again, if you don't like that, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I wish you guys could know how much we put down on it. It was a crazy amount of money. But we just don't feel like we have to get into, just like we would never expect you guys to give us your financial rundown. And I know most of you love us and you're not expecting that from us. But we want you to know that we were responsible, that we prayed about this, and we did what we wanted to do for our family. And it has made us so incredibly happy. I read a comment and she says, this lady said, you're giving your kids the absolute reason to believe that anything is possible through this experience. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly, it's only a season. We're not doing this forever.
No.
But God's blessing us left and right, and we're not going to say, no, we don't want your blessings. So we're dreaming. The hard part is I have big dreams.
You do. So anyway, in a nutshell, this is like an 8-minute video. So
yeah, I'm going to give it its own video. So
okay. Fine. So again, guys, just thanks for hanging in there with us. We appreciate your support. We know that you guys probably aren't going to agree with absolutely everything we're doing, but you know, it is what it is, and we love you anyway.
Exactly. And this is the advice we would give you guys, is if you were contemplating a life change, we would tell you to pray about it, to make your absolute best possible decision.
And do what's best for your family.
Do what's best for your family and what's going to bring you joy. There is not enough joy in this world.
I mean, after all, guys, you only get short, curly, bouncing blonde curls for so long. Pretty soon that's going to be screaming and slamming doors and yelling and fighting. And I want to enjoy these times. I want to see stuff like this and go places with my kids and not feel guilty about it. And I don't.
Yeah. And that was another thing. A lot of you, and I get this, cannot wrap your head around, you don't have a home. Like, you should have a home. I get that. Our home is on wheels. But why we traded our mortgage for this type of lifestyle, and that's because, okay, so here's the real part with you. We bought our house 9 years ago. We just hit our 9-year anniversary on it, and we bought it in 2007. I was pregnant with Grace. We bought it when it was at the high of the market, and we are at another high of the market. So when we bought it, the market crashed, the housing market. It went way down in value, like $75,000 less than what we owed on it, and it's just now coming back up. So we thought, we've had it for 9 years, we cashed it out and we made 30 grand. Like, that's not a good investment. You shouldn't own a home if you make 30 grand over 9 years. Like, we can't encourage people to do that. So we had to get out of it. We had to sell it. Well, it wasn't smart for us.
No, I mean, it was a great house. We loved being
beautiful.
there. But we've got dreams, and a neighborhood house was not part of our long-term plan. Yeah. And so it was our time that we saw an opportunity to be able to get out, to get a trailer to where we could travel and have fun and get out and see things and involve our kids and not feel guilty about it, to the point to where we can still do it. We're still young, we can still have fun and all that stuff, and then we can come back when we're done in a year or so. We can buy a piece of property. We want to live out, we want to farm, we want property and acres, and we got to wait for the market to kind of correct itself a little bit to where it's cheaper, and it's not a seller's market, it's a buyer's market. And so, or the opposite, right? I don't know. I don't ever get that term.
It is a seller's market right now. We sold at the most perfect time.
But anyway, we want to be able to get a piece of property for the kiddos and whatnot. Oh, and the other thing, let me clear this one up. The other thing is everyone's like, is Josh quitting his job? Are you guys going full time? Right. No, I still work for my same employer. I still plan to work for my same employer, but I do get 3 days, weekends every weekend, and I do have a bunch of vacation time that's stored up. So like this weekend, I took a long weekend, and we just plan on doing anywhere from 5-day to like 10-day trips here and there and getting out and traveling and whatnot. So that's the plan.
It's exciting. Another question we get a lot of to clear up the confusion is, what about a tiny home? Because you guys know that followed us through this, that we designed our own tiny home. It was a big one. It was like a 35-foot long tiny home, and it would have taken us like 9 months to build. We needed something we could move into now. And anyway, it's still a dream of ours. We still have very much, we're DIY people. We like to build things with our hands, and we very much want to build tiny homes, but again, we need our own farm to do that. So in my mind, I would love it for a second income. I would love to have him working and on the side be building a tiny home or two a year and selling them, and not for a ridiculous amount of money. Should we tell him about the HGTV thing?
No, now's not a good time.
We should.
What?
Okay, guys.
Okay.
So what sparked this? This is all over the place. We should have taken it from the very beginning. January.
Yeah. Let it rip. Let it rip.
Okay, January, you guys. We were going to be on HGTV for a tiny house episode.
Yeah.
We're so close, you guys, to having, we had the film crew scheduled and production we were talking to. It was so exciting. All of the whirlwind of that. They were going to document our last moments in our house and how we got rid of everything to
moving into the tiny home.
Reveal of our tiny home. So everything was moving so quick, and we were so excited. But the day before the film crew came out, we prayed about it. And this tiny home to be on HGTV was going to cost us half our mortgage. Yeah,
it was going to cost a lot of money. It was going to cost double what our fifth wheel was,
and we couldn't do it.
And it was less space than our fifth wheel. And it was just, we couldn't do it. We prayed about it, and then just it didn't feel right.
That's how the design for our own, because we designed the one that they were going to build too. Yeah. And that's how the design for our own came about. And we were like, we realized we have the passion to build it ourselves. Like, that's an experience we very much want. But also we're 5 people. And the reality of looking in our travel trailer and comparing our travel trailer to what we would be living in a tiny home without slides, because our fifth wheel now has slides out, 5 slides. And it was so tiny, you guys. We would have pulled each other's hairs out for 2 years or whatever it is that we would have lived in it. And it would have been a fun experience, but something that we need to experience on our own farm for somebody else. Does that make sense? And a smaller, like keep it tiny, like a 24-foot one. So we have designs and ideas in our head. I'm grateful that we pulled the plug on HGTV. As much as it would have been fun, we just couldn't justify the cost of it. So we were going to be season 2, episode 5 of this tiny house show, and we had to say goodbye. I cried a lot because it would have been fun, but
it was worth it. After everything's all said and done, after everything's all said and done, I think that we came out and we made the better decision, and everything worked out. We're happy. We're traveling. We're having fun. He had a beautiful view.
We are so happy. Like, just, I wish you guys could feel like, and some of you have said you could see it in our videos, just the weight that's been lifted, especially off of his shoulders. Like, just being able to just enjoy life with his girls. It hasn't happened in a long time. I don't know if ever.
Oh, did you just see that? There's a seal or salmon or something jumping over there.
It's salmon season.
Salmon season. So
there's our update. I hope
that's an update, but like just to put the butt in there is usually I'm cool as a cucumber now unless I'm towing the fifth wheel, the house. Yesterday it was pouring down rain, and it was on a road that we hardly ever travel. And when you're 42 feet plus like a 20-foot truck, you're like semi-length, and it's an adjustment. So I was kind of white knuckling it yesterday, and she's like, "Why don't you loosen up a little bit?
We're on vacation.
We're on vacation." So
all the time.
So obviously, the more we tow it, the more places we go, the better we'll get with it.
And who knows? Those of you who are like, "Man, I could do this one day with my family," start praying about it, because
it's awesome. It's fun.
It's fun, and ours will be for sale eventually.
Oh, it's still jumping. Sorry.
To keep it. It wouldn't make any sense to keep it after.
Oh, it's a seal.
Is it?
Yeah. Anyway, wrap this up.
We don't have all the answers, guys. We're just filming what we do know, and we're enjoying not having the answers, which is very much not like us. So it's great. It's great that we have YouTube to share these memories, the hard moments, like the last moments in our house and him driving our house down the road.
Yeah.
I am so grateful for YouTube, and we've captured those, and So anyway, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Welcome to the new people on our channel.
Yeah.
If there was a question that we didn't answer, please leave it down below. But also be respectful. Like, we're not going to give away numbers, guys.
Yeah, no.
We're not going to give you the numbers of our budget because
It's our budget.
Our budget. That's a part that we keep for us. It's
Yeah,
not that we're
it
hiding
works.
anything.
It works.
It's just there's a part of YouTube that has to stay sacred, and that is our budget for us.
So let's wrap that up. I've said that like 6 times now. Hey, I'm vlogging here, dude. Anyway, so that'll get you guys caught up to where we're, like I said, we're only like a week behind on videos.
Hopefully it makes sense.
And hopefully everything makes sense, and hopefully we answered a lot of questions and get you guys all caught up. And it's like we were on summer break there, and you know, it's fall TV show time, right?
Right. Oh my goodness.
All right, guys, we'll
All
see ya.
I know is everybody's partying it up at VidCon right now, all vlogger, you know, a lot of vloggers, and I'm like, this is pretty great.
This is nice.
This is pretty relaxed. I
So,
like it. So we'll see you
all right,
guys in
guys.
the next video. Bye.